and we scored points in the red zone. So I think, and we limited turnovers. So when we're able to do those three things, I think we're able to play pretty well.
You were sacked for the first time this season in that game, and obviously such a line. Some about how you navigate the pocket. You're like first in the league when the defense is recorded a pass rush win. Like, have you focused particularly on navigating like muddy pockets? Like, what are you thinking about when you're doing that, when the pocket is collapsing, navigating that?
Yeah, just playing quarterback. I think the offensive line have done such a great job this year, and especially in that pass game, giving me plenty of time to get the ball off and being able to give me lanes to step up and break out of the pocket. But I think you just drop back, you keep your eyes downfield, and you just feel color around you. You see, color, and if it gets through, you're going to step right, left, around it, and then if there's a chance to be able to escape, get a first down on the ground, I think that's big for our offense too.
You had the playoff spot last night. I guess how proud are you of that? To kind of hit that milestone with 2 games left to go.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think it's a sign of all the hard work that we've put in together as a team this year. All 3 phases. We play for each other, and I think that's what's so special about this team. And mixed emotions. Watching the game last night. Obviously, I was rooting for Phil and everything, and at the same time, you want to get a playoff spot. But it was just really cool to watch him too. Really, really fun to watch him.
What does it say about Joe that he only plays 6 games this season and he still gets a Pro Bowl honor like that?
Yeah, I think it's the amount of respect people have for him. I think so highly of him as a football player, as a leader, as a teammate, and obviously the rest of the league does as well. And I think it's really well earned, well deserved. I'm excited to get him back one of these days next year, and he's doing everything he can. He's attacking treatment, like he's getting ready for a game. So it's nothing but respect for him, and obviously we miss him a ton, but we know he's putting in the work.
The guy returning from injury, getting more involved in Murray, can you just talk about what you've seen from him since he's got back into the fold in the running back?
Yeah, just getting more comfortable, getting those reps back in, and missing a lot of time, and especially your rookie season has got to be tough in the NFL. But for him to miss that time, come back and not really miss a beat, he's done such a great job. Pass protection, running the ball, catching the ball. He's made some big plays for us, and we're definitely expecting him to make some big plays the next couple of weeks.
When it comes to your hand, are you feeling more comfortable with the contraption, and how's it feeling going forward into this week 17?
Yeah, I feel much better, getting better grip on the ball, getting my strength back in the hand. So I think that's important, and just being able to hold onto the ball and, use it when I need to, and taking those snaps under center, feel comfortable with them. And, the pain is slowly going away. So I think that's a positive, and feel like it's braced up well, it's protected. So as long as they're happy with it, I'm happy too.
You were also named to the Pro Bowl. You haven't reacted to that for yourself?
I think it's a huge honor. I'm definitely very, honored by the Pro Bowl, and I think it's such a cool, accomplishment. But it wouldn't have been done without the guys on this team, the receivers, all those guys that have made plays, the offensive line, the battle every day for us, and running backs, tight ends. Our defense getting us the ball back and giving us those opportunities, and all the coaches that have put us in a position where we're able to succeed.
What is the process like? Post game in terms of the recovery, are you doing the same thing every week?
Yeah, it's usually get X-rays, make sure everything's good, icing it, just getting out the swelling as much as you can, getting motion, getting your normal mobility, strength training, doing everything you can to get back to a normal hand.
Is the day after it extremely painful, or has that changed?
No, usually just swells up from taking hits or things like that, and I think it's still just adapting to whatever the plate that was put in there. So I think that's just normal, and then the next couple of days are just getting the swelling out and making sure that you can get full range, being able to move it, and being able to grip onto a football is important. So that's kind of generally what it is.
Do you have the other significant restrictions just in everyday life with the hand?
Like, what do you mean?
Picking other things up or eating or I don't know anything.
Nah, it's good. I think it's good. It's good treatment for me to be able to pick things up and go on about a normal day and use it. And I think it's good to do as much as I can with it. Kind of get adjusted to how it feels and everything like that. So no, there's nothing that I'm avoiding right now for sure.
Are you even thinking about it as you go around your daily life? Or
Way less now. I think the first couple of days, especially after surgery, it was more of a thought, that especially that week, like tying my shoes was tough and doing things like that. But as the days went on and as I got better and more mobility with it, I think it's become more normal, and it feels way better. So that's always a positive.
When you're on the sideline and you're watching the defense do its thing in these last 4 games here, especially, are you like conscious of, wow, that's a great play by Dooley or Derwin or whoever, and it's like, are you thinking that, or are you thinking, okay, stop him, we'll get out there and going through your own process?
Yeah, I think the first thing that we do is when I come off the sideline, I meet with Shane Day, our quarterback coach, and we kind of talk about the drive. We look at all the pictures and see what defenses they're playing, what we could have done differently, and all the while, we've got it on the big board, and I'm always following along. And I have so much faith in those guys. I just know that they're either going to get a stop here, a turnover, something big is going to happen, a sack. And so I'm definitely watching, definitely cheering those guys on, just rooting for them. And I think it's definitely cool to be able to watch them and talk about football at the same time, because I'm definitely enjoying watching them.
Houston's defense is versus a bunch of different categories. What do you see from them on film when you watch it defensively?
Yeah, they're really good. They've done such a great job of, especially pressuring the passer, causing a lot of sacks and then causing turnovers. That's what they do best. And, I think that's going to be really important, is just ball security this game, and just understanding, that we got to do those 3 things: ball security, scoring points in the red zone, and converting on third down. But they're a very talented defense, and they're very well coached as well.
How do you balance when you play a defense like that between being aggressive versus playing cautiously because of how turnover happy they are?
Yeah, it's just part of playing quarterback and going through each week of talking about strategy, what you guys want to do as an offense, and obviously our mindset is always to aggressively take what they give us. And if they're taking away everything downfield, then you're going to have to hit some checkdowns, you're going to have to scramble, and you're going to have to get some yards that way. But if there are plays to be made downfield, you got to hit on those, got to execute, and do everything you can to be able to push the ball downfield and take what the defense gives you.
And last year, after that game, you were pretty critical of yourself. Have you learned anything, about yourself since then, or when you watched that game back, things you've improved specifically from how that game went? Sure hope so. I think those are games that, as hard as they are to watch, you got to learn from them, and I was talking to Popper about all the turnovers of. You watch them individually and see, what went wrong on this play, what you could have done differently, and it's just part of the game. Unfortunately, it really didn't go our way, and there's nothing I can do now to change that. And so it's more so of what can you learn from it, how can you move forward, and give everything you can to put this team into a position to win. You have never had a game like that. After games where you feel like you don't play well, it seems like even if you don't win, you're pretty critical, like the Eagles game. Have you always been a person who beats yourself up after if you don't feel like you play up to the standard?
I think it's important to hold yourself responsible and accountable, just like everyone else does on the team. And there are definitely plays and situations that we can recall from this year that I'd love to have back. And I try not to make the same mistake twice. And I think that's the most important thing of knowing the NFL. There are a lot of talented people in this league, and you can prepare, you can do everything perfectly, and it might not go your way, and it's sometimes out of your control. And the best thing you can do is to move on to the next play, and have a short memory to understand that the next play is the most important one, and if you let any of your previous plays affect your next one, then you've already lost. And so I think it's really important for this team to just continue to move forward. And obviously, play might not go our way. We might not, win. We might not execute on third down or something like that. But it's always important to bounce back and attack the next play like you never played before.
After that Houston game, did you spend much time thinking about it? I mean, that it really abruptly ends the season. Did you stew over it? Did you just say, okay, forget it for now? I'll think about it in the spring practice.
No, I think it was one of those things that you continue to think about, and there are a lot of football games that you just remember, you just play, and whether they're good or whether they're bad, they stick with you, and I think it's a great learning experience, and no one felt worse than I did after that game, and I think it's important to continue to move forward and realize that it's what happened, and it would be crazy of me to deny the truth of what happened, and to live in this reality where if I tried to block it out, I don't think that's doing any good. And so I think just moving on and understanding what it was, and just attack the next game like you've always prepared for.
Sometimes you just have to go out and howl at the moon, huh? You know what I mean?
If that helps you, then you got to do whatever you got to do.
I have not ever done that.
No one's driven you if you did.
You guys can win the AFC West and have a shot at 1 seed if you win out. Is that something that you think about at all?
It's been mentioned, but I don't think it's something that guys are like focused on. I think it's really a week by week thing, and we understand that we've got a very, very good opponent coming to town this week, and we got to handle our business this week. And if there are any hopes of doing that, it starts this week. And so I think over the past couple of weeks, that's kind of been the mindset of, we're going to attack this week. We're going to do everything we can to focus on this game, and then we'll see what happens after.
The other day, Jim took us into the strength, the weight room, and showed us the block of granite. That's what it's called, right? Yeah. The formula and all that. He said you won last year. Do you keep? What was that honor like for you winning the big rock?
To be honest, last year, it especially after the year, it didn't really mean a whole lot to me. I think it was one of those things where we had just lost that game, and I didn't really pay much attention to it. I think it is a cool honor, and I appreciated it, but it didn't really stick with me last year. But it's cool. It's definitely a cool honor, and I appreciate what he's trying to do for the team.
Do you still have the trophy?
I think so. I think it might be in my locker.
We good?
Going back to Dallas for a second, there was at least once where you connected with Trey back-to-back completions. How have you seen Trey continue to develop his confidence throughout the season as he grows into his year?
Yeah, I think it's been really good for him because if we're down a couple of receivers, he's been the guy to step up, and I think is talented and is smart, and the play